So, this is my video on the memory and trauma assignment, for the alternate research. And so, I, watched the video that was, provided in the assignment, and since it, asked for a summary, um, I don't know. I guess like what I thought that the video was summarizing was just about like the importance of um, sort of checking in with kids who need more help and supervision when it comes to like their time in school, and um, and yeah, and it's like it does that through the lens of this guy who is like getting into a lot of fights at school and like has like has a hard time communicating, and how to me it seemed to be inferring that like if there was like a mental health professional who had caught this earlier, then he might have known more of like how to cope with the traumatic incidents he sees earlier in the video. And I did notice that there was a part about in the assignment about like, does it talk about misdiagnosis? I don't know if this is a weird thing to think, but I don't actually think it's about misdiagnosis as much. At least like in the subtext of it. Maybe in the deeper subtext it is, but to me, it seemed like it was just just about the importance of spotting those like harmful patterns in kids earlier rather than later. And like in terms of what terms from class I think could be attached to the video, insecure attachment feels like a big one for the video because of like all the behaviors that the guy exhibits throughout the thing. It sort of seems emblematic of what we've talked about in class of like even though it does say for us like, oh, like his dad was a cruel person, like it like the video makes it feel so obvious that like I don't know, like we might have been able to guess that even without seeing the dad, but yeah, I just insecure attachment seems like a pretty accurate one to attach because like he just seems like a guy who like hasn't really had the proper tools to deal with any of the stuff that's going through his head for his whole life. And then the other one that came to mind would be nature, just because like he's grown up through the nature style of development rather than the nurture because he's been left to fend on his own. And then what is the connection between memory, attachment experiences, and traumatic experiences? Well, I think that I guess based on the sort of stuff provided with the assignment, if you have had a negative attachment experiences, I feel like that can lead you to have traumatic experiences, because the insecure attachment caused those traumatic experiences to happen to you or the person because the person isn't equipped by parental figures to handle such things. Or I think it can also happen that insecure attachment can happen because of traumatic experiences, perhaps at the hands of parental figures, that discourages someone from like seeking help as a kid when they need it, when a problem happens to them that they don't quite understand. And when it comes to memory, I feel like if you have a secure attachment and have memory problems, to me, I'm also speaking as someone who's just taking an intro to psych class, but to me, if you have memory problems with a secure attachment, the secure attachment, I wouldn't guess that would be the cause of the memory problems. I think that would probably be because of a different reason. But, oh, sorry, that was gross. That's my bad. However, if your attachment is anything less than secure, I mean, there's a reason why traumatic experiences are called traumatic for a reason, and I feel like with the insecure attachment and traumatic experiences, like, of course, that will reshape how your memory just works, especially in relation to those events, because it's like most human beings aren't built or equipped to handle to handle a whole lot of traumatic experiences in their life, and even just like week to week. And so, like, I know that's a bit cursory, but, or maybe it isn't, hopefully it's not, but on the alternate assignment for memory and the attachment and trauma, those are the thoughts I had. So, yep.